The origin story of NASCAR. The National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, LLC, NASCAR, is a sanctioning and managing organization in the United States of America for motorsports, primarily known for stock car racing. Bill France Sr. created the privately held business in 1948, and since August 2018, Jim France has served as CEO. The corporation has its headquarters in Florida's Daytona Beach. In addition to sanctioning races at more than 100 venues across 48 U.S. states, Canada, Mexico, Brazil, and Europe, NASCAR conducts over 1,500 events annually. History. Early stock car racing. Daytona Beach replaced France and Belgium as the favored destination for setting world land speed records in the 1920s and 1930s. 15 records were set on what would become the Daytona Beach road course between 1905 and 1935, following the famous race between Ransom Olds and Alexander Winton in 1903. In 1936, Daytona Beach has come to be associated with fast vehicles. A 1.52.0-mile strip of beach served as one straightaway on the 4.1-mile course, and State Road, a 1A, a curvy blacktop seaside highway, served as the other. At each end of the two straights, there were two sharp curves that were badly rutted and covered in sand. During Prohibition, when drivers used bootleg whiskey, mostly produced in the Appalachian region of the United States, stock car racing in the United States got its start. In order to better elude the police, bootleggers frequently chose compact, quick cars for the distribution of their illegal goods. Many of the drivers would make modifications to their vehicles to improve handling, speed, and load capacity. Significant people. William France Sr. In an effort to escape the Great Depression, mechanic William France Sr. relocated from Washington, D.C. to Daytona Beach, Florida, in 1935. Because of the attempts to break the land speed record, he was familiar with the region's past. In the 1936 Daytona race, France took 5th place. In 1938, he took over as the course's director. Before World War II, he supported a few races. France believed that spectators would like watching stock car racing. Unreliable promoters regularly took advantage of drivers by leaving events with all the money before paying them. At the Ebony Bar of the Streamline Hotel in Daytona Beach, Florida, France started discussions with other important racers and promoters on December 14, 1947. These discussions culminated on February 21, 1948, with the founding of NASCAR. Irwin Cannonball Baker. Irwin Cannonball Baker, a former stock car, motorbike, and open-wheel racer who participated in the Indianapolis 500 and broke more than 100 land speed records, served as NASCAR's first commissioner. Baker gained the majority of his notoriety for his cross-country sprints and would test a vehicle's value by taking it from New York to Los Angeles. Following his passing, the renowned Cannonball Run Transcontinental Race and the movie it inspired were both given his name. Baker is a member of the Indianapolis Motor Speedway Hall of Fame, the Motorcycle Hall of Fame, and the Automotive Hall of Fame. Baker gained the title of King of the Road thanks to his high standing and achievements in all the various racing associations. Bob "Barky" Barkemer. Bill France Jr. was sent to the Moffett Federal Airfield in Northern California by the U.S. Navy at the beginning of the 1950s. To find Bob Barkemer in San Jose, California, his father urged him to do a search. Since the end of World War II, Barkemer has been a prominent figure in midget car racing. Later, as the president of the California Stock Car Racing Association, he oversaw around 22 different speedways. Bob Barkemer and Margot Burke, who were both adults, became friends with young Bill. In general, he spent weekends with them, attended events with them, and learned a lot about racing on the West Coast. He traveled to Daytona Beach to meet with Bill France Sr., or Barky as he was known by his pals. NASCAR was established on the Pacific Coast by Barky as a stock car sanctioning organization in the spring of 1954. Wendell Scott. Wendell Scott became the first person of color to win a race in NASCAR's top division, the Grand National Series. On January 30, 2015, he was given a posthumous induction into the NASCAR Hall of Fame in Charlotte, North Carolina, founding. A group of drivers gathers at Daytona Beach in Florida on March 8, 1936. To compete in a race to identify the fastest vehicles and the greatest drivers, the drivers brought coupes, hardtops, convertibles, and sports cars. The lighter Fords were able to maneuver the course's ruts and eventually finish in the top 6 positions, while the bigger vehicles repeatedly became stuck in the sand. Only 10 of the 27 cars that started the race made it out alive, as organizers called it off 10 miles short of the intended 250 miles in distance. At the end of the day, driver Milt Marion has crowned the victor, and a young Bill France finished 5th. Bill France began to foresee the possibility of a unified series of racing competitors in early 1947. The National Championship Stock Car Circuit, often known as NCSCC, was founded, according to France. France contacted the American Automobile Association in an effort to secure funding for the project. France announced a set of guidelines and prizes for the NCSCC after the AAA declined to endorse the project. The victor of the 1947 NCSCC season would get a trophy and $1,000, according to France. The season would start at the Daytona Beach track in January 1947 and end in Jacksonville in December of that same year. During the season, close to 40 events were recorded, and frequent attendance levels topped the venue's capacity. The competitors received their promised payments, and by the end of the season, driver Fontiflock had won 7 out of the 24 events he had participated. At the conclusion of the season, Bill France gave Flock the $1,000 trophy, which stands 4 feet tall, as well as $3,000 in cash prizes to the other drivers that had participated. Sanctioned Series, National Series, Cup Series. The sport's highest level of professional competition is the NASCAR Cup Series. As a result, it is the most well-liked and lucrative NASCAR series. The Cup Series season consists of 36 events spread out across 10 months, as of 2001. The NCS is sometimes referred to as the Cup by writers and fans, and NASCAR is frequently used ambiguously as a synonym for the series. Kyle Larson is the NCS champion for 2021. 3 drivers, Richard Petty, Dale Earnhardt, and Jimmy Johnson, hold the record for the most championships with a combined total of 7. From 2006 through 2010, Johnson won 5 straight Cup Series drivers' titles, setting the record for most consecutive victories. The only other driver to have won 3 or more NASCAR Cup Series championships in a row was Cale Yarborough in the late 1970s, who won the most straight championships with 3. That's all for today's origin story video, guys. Tell us your thoughts in the comment section. And if you're new to the channel, don't forget to subscribe. Let us know what origin story you'd like to learn about next in the comments. Thank you very much for taking the time to watch this video. See you in the next video. Until then, best wishes. Thanks for watching.